Have you ever thought it would be great to find someone to ride with? As much fun as it is to be a lone wolf rider and ride by yourself, sometimes it's just more fun to ride with someone else or a group of riders. Hello, my beautiful motorheads. Welcome to Feroce, where we inspire you to live fiercely. I'm your host, Annick Magac. I want to share with you guys 3 ways to find people to ride with. And in addition to that, make sure you stay until the end because I'm going to be making an announcement that's going to give you an opportunity to meet other people to ride with. First off, I want to say major thank you to Honda for loaning me the NX500, which I had put over 1,000 miles on. I'm going to make a video on my review of this motorcycle, which is incredibly filthy right now. But let's dive into it. So, 3 ways to find people to ride with. Number 1 way, a rally. Now, if you've never been to a rally, there's all sorts of different rallies that happen throughout the US or even the world. And that can be a rally that is geared towards a specific make of motorcycle, like BMW MOA. It has a yearly rally. Or you could go up to, which I did earlier in the year, which was Laconia, which is a different type of rally that's more geared around cruisers. And just recently, I went to Dirt Days, which is why I've been riding the NX500. And that rally is geared more towards adventure touring or adventure riding and like dirt riding. In choosing these rallies, you know that you're going to find people that either like the same type of motorcycle as you or the same type of riding and or just like to do like the same recreational activity around riding. And I love a rally because you are usually there for more than 1 day, anywhere from 2 days to a week. And it gives you the opportunity to be with the same people over a few days. If you go to a rally, depending how it is, either the rally will have structured rides or sometimes they'll just give you a map of the area. But the point is that you're at this rally for several days, which gives you the opportunity to, say, meet someone on day 1, have an adventure together, like say if you go on the ride together. And then usually what ends up happening is that people who are like-minded will start to connect. So when I went to Dirt Days, I ended up going on this ride and all the women who met on the ride became super friendly. And then the next day, some of these women said to their partners who might have also been there, hey, I met Judy, and do you mind if she joins us for the ride? So people started offshooting from the first ride that they did on day 1, and then going into smaller groups and riding with those people. And the most common thing that came up with the rally riders was everybody asking each other, where do you live? Tell me, where do you live? Because everybody was trying to find people who also did adventure riding in their area, which it's hard sometimes to find and meet riders. I mean, this is a common problem. And at the rally, it was a conversation that just kept coming up over and over again, which was, do you live near me? Can we go ride together? Or if they didn't live near each other, planning different rides to meet up, say in the fall or the spring, or just making the connection via, Facebook or Instagram and staying in contact with each other. So rallies are really great for finding people to ride with. The second way to find people to ride with is by taking a class, a camp, a training, whatever you want to call it. Again, just like the rally riding is that if you take that particular class, like this past spring, I did the Intro to Adventure with Moto Vermont. I found other riders who were into adventure touring and we took the class together. And then once you know it, that I went to the Dirt Days rally and 3 people from that class were there. So I already, when I showed up to the rally, knew people, even though I went there by myself. And I also want to say this about the rally was the majority of people, I shouldn't say the majority, but I would say it was like 50-50 between people who went there alone and people who came with a friend, a partner, or a group altogether. So in any of the things I'm going to suggest, it's totally cool that you're by yourself because you don't need to feel like you need to show up at any of these like with friends. So taking a class, training, camp, whatever, I have met the best people. Over the years, I've done American Super Camp, which is a flat track camp, and that was amazing. A totally different riding experience for me. I did the Intro to Adventure. I've gone to other events where I've taken like a clinic that's been like an hour or too long. And even at Dirt Days, they had She ADV and the Dart people there. But the cool thing about the classes is that usually people are at the same riding level as you. So when you connect and say that you got, meet the friend there, then you can go out riding and like already you're kind of on the same level. So it creates this kind of fun, relaxed atmosphere. And then, like I said, I went to the rally and then at the rally met people who I'd taken the class with. And it snowballs over the years. Like if you keep showing up at the same rally, then you are going to be like rally friends. And then every year that you go back, you're going to meet the same people and you develop these friendships over time, which is a beautiful thing. And even within a season, because like I said, I took the class and then I went to the rally and I saw 3 people there. Just fun. You know what I mean? Just fun. And today I'm going to keep the video short because I know that it's the prime riding season, like everybody wants to be out. So the third way to meet people is via social media. Now, there's a way to do this without being weird and stalkerish. And there is definitely a fine line there, but I have found some of the coolest people via social media that I did not previously know. And usually the best way to go about it, or the most success that I have found, is that I have found an account, usually by somebody I know, posting something about that other account. So person 1, who's a friend of mine, might post about person 2, who they met at an event, or they went to the event that person 2 was at. And then just because I'm curious and I'm always looking for people to interview, I will, start following them. And then you start to see that like people are connected. And then you start to go, oh, that's interesting. I think that this person is actually in my area. So there's no reason why you can't just start commenting on their posts, person 2's posts, and saying, like building a little bit of a rapport there, like saying, oh, nice bike, or looks like a great event, or, what did you think of that road? And then you start to develop a rapport. And then you kind of move into the DMs, you know what I mean? You slide into the DMs, doesn't always have to be weird. And you can just start a conversation there. And I mentioned this in other podcasts where I am all about asking people to go for a ride that I barely know, or if I'm going to an event and I realize that like somebody lives near me or might be interested in the same thing as me, reaching out and saying, hey, I'm going to go to this event. Would you like to join me? And a great example of this is when I went to Laconia and there was another YouTuber, Bike, Beards, and Brews, who reached out to me via social media and said, hey, I've been following your content. I think you might want to join us. This cool thing's happening. And it ended up being fantastic. And because he had like watched enough of my videos, like he knew that we probably would be friends. And he was right. Totally became friends through this. So there's a way to follow people on social media that is organic and not stalkery. Okay? Like don't make any weird comments. And I think that you guys all know that. So like I don't need to be preaching to the choir about that. And I want to say that I had started following on social media this company called FÉROCE, who I happen to be wearing one of their jerseys that I got at Dirt Days. I've been following these people for a while, and they have basically like a motorcycle meetup and tour, and it's all free. So I had always been curious, like, who are these guys? Like, what are they doing? And I went to Dirt Days, and they happened to be there. Like, I had never been able to go to one of their events because it always fell like on a weekend that I was away this past summer. So I go to Dirt Days, and I meet the guys, and I'm like, man, they're pretty cool. I wanted to see what are one of their rides like. So I signed up for one at Dirt Days, went on it. And after that, decided, because you guys all know, and this is the announcement, this is the announcement part, people, that I had spoken earlier in the season about how I was thinking about putting a ride together. I wanted to see like how many people were interested, and some of you guys said that you were totally interested in doing a meetup and doing a ride together with Feroce. So when I met these guys, I realized they already are doing these tours and they already know how to do this and how to put together a good ride for a group of people. I had partnered up with them and I am helping to sponsor one of a few sponsors for their next event, which is happening September 13th in Livingston Manor, New York. Now, if any of you know this area, it's quite beautiful. It's in the Catskills. There are some amazing roads around there that are just absolutely gorgeous. So we are finally going to have the Feroce meetup and ride. And what I'm proposing is that we are going to meet somewhere and then ride to the event. And then from the event, people can decide whether or not they want to continue to ride with the Feroce group, or you can go off and do your own thing. The cool thing about these guys is that they offer both just purely street rides and also dual sport rides. And the best thing is that the event is completely free. In addition, you will have the opportunity to win some swag. And like, who doesn't want some swag, especially some Feroce swag? So I'm going to have some things available as giveaways. And also for the first 5 people who show up to do the ride will also get a little gift. So if you are around, available, and interested, this is going to happen in what's considered upstate New York. And this will be an excellent opportunity to meet other fellow riders and go on a great ride in the beautiful Northeast, basically, the Catskills, which is excellent riding. So if you are interested in joining, just so that I can get a sense of how many people are actually going to show up, because a lot's happening and it's the fall and people get busy, feel free to email me, info@liveferoce.com, or you can leave a comment down below and let me know that you are in for joining and that you will be there. And I will have more details as the event comes up. You can also follow me on Instagram and get more up-to-date notes about the event. And that is either underneath my name, Annick Magac, or under live.feroce. So 3 ways. Let's find some people to ride with. And if you're available, come ride with me, because I think it's going to be super fun and I'm very much looking forward to it. And the Feroce guys are super cool. It's going to be at the Catskill Brewery is where we're going to meet up and go out and then come back and end the day by talking about the adventures that we had in riding. So what are we going to do? Rallies, take a class, social media. 3 awesome ways to meet people to ride with. If you like what you have heard, please like and subscribe. And more than anything, make sure you drop a comment below and let me know that you are in to go on this ride. Or if you can't make this one, let me know what area that you would prefer to ride in. And maybe in the future, I can make that happen. So as always, ride smart. Ciao.